Morning, students. So now let us move on to the next topic, that is other monosaccharides as well as disaccharides which can have entry into the glycolytic pathway. So other exoses other than the glucose, other exoses can also have a enter into the glycolytic pathway. Only once after the formation of the glycolytic intermediates they can gain entry into the glycolysis. So in case of the most of the organism, we can see this exoses other than the glucose which can undergo glycolysis only after the conversion to a phosphorylated form or the phosphorylated derivative. Only it is getting after getting converted into its phosphorylated derivative, then only it can have entry into the glycolysis. That is, for example, D-fructose which is present in the free form in many fruits, as you all know, and it is mainly formed by the hydrolysis of the sucrose molecule, that is sucrose getting hydrolyzed by the help of the enzyme sucrase, so giving rise to glucose and fructose molecule. So in case of the small intestine, where this hydrolysis of fructose is going to happen, which can be further phosphorylated by the enzyme hexokinase, which can act on the number of different exoses molecules. This other than the fructose, other than the glucose, it can also act on other exoses molecules, the same enzyme hexokinase, which plays a very important role. So you can see in this reaction, fructose which is getting phosphorylated with the help of magnesium ions by the enzyme fructokinase, that is hexokinase, to form fructose 6 phosphate. And this reaction or this pathway which we can see majorly in case of muscles and the kidney of the vertebrates, but in case of the liver it diverts, this particular pathway is going to be very different, it is taking in a different way. That is, for example, in case of a fructose molecule, so it is entering into the glycolytic pathway through other than this particular hydrolysis. So we can see it is having some diversions. So the liver enzyme, mainly fructokinase, which is going to catalyze the phosphorylation of this fructose, not at the 6th carbon atom but at the 1st carbon atom, you can see. So it is getting phosphorylated with the help of the magnesium ions by the same enzyme, that is fructokinase, to form fructose 1 phosphate plus ADP. So you have seen that is fructose 1 phosphate plus ADP. So you can make out in case of the muscles and other vertebrates, you have seen the pathway which was acting, that is this fructose molecule was acted upon by the enzyme hexokinase. But in this case, in the liver, the enzyme will be very different, that is fructokinase, which getting phosphorylated the first carbon atom of the fructose to form fructose 1 phosphate. For this reaction to carry out, magnesium ion is required, metal ion. So I have already explained you with respect to this magnesium ATP complex which formation and all in the starting classes, so you might have understood. If you not, please you are free to ask. Okay, so now the formed fructose 1 phosphate which is further getting cleaved to form the glyceraldehyde and as well as dihydroxyacetone phosphate, that is called as DHAP, right? Glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate, glyceraldehyde and DHAP by the enzyme fructose 1 phosphate aldehyde. So aldehyde plays a very important role, as we have seen in case of glycolysis. So this very important enzyme which plays a very important role in case of cleavage of this fructose 1,6 bisphosphate over there in case of glycolysis. So here fructose 1 phosphate aldolase is the enzyme which cleaves this fructose 1 phosphate to glyceraldehyde and dihydroxyacetone phosphate. So this dihydroxyacetone phosphate which is formed is further getting converted to glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate by the glycolytic enzyme triose phosphate isomerase, same enzyme. So this glyceraldehyde which is formed is getting phosphorylated by the ATP molecule by the enzyme triose kinase to form glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. You can make out in this reaction. So this glyceraldehyde is acted upon by the enzyme that is called as triose kinase to form glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. So this which we can make out after the formation of glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate can have entry into the glycolytic pathway now directly, because that is the intermediate of glycolysis. So you can see this as well, like fructose you can see in case of galactose also. So this is one of the very important molecule which is mainly derived by the hydrolysis of the disaccharide lactose, that is also called as milk sugar, which is first phosphorylated at the first carbon atom at the expense of the ATP molecule by the enzyme galactokinase enzyme. So this is mainly acted upon by galactokinase enzyme to form that is galactose 1 phosphate. After the hydrolysis of lactose, you will be getting galactose. Then only it is undergoing phosphorylation at the first carbon atom with the expense of the ATP molecule to form galactose 1 phosphate. So this galactose 1 phosphate, which is then further getting converted into its epimer at the fourth carbon atom to form glucose 1 phosphate by a set of reactions in which uridine diphosphate, that is called as UDP, which is going to function as a coenzyme like a carrier of the exos groups. So this is these are the set of these are mainly catalyzed by set of reactions where you can make out this is an epimer, as I have already told you while explaining in the starting classes. So this galactose is it's epimer at the C4th carbon atom of the glucose 1 phosphate. So this is mainly acted upon by the enzyme that is coenzyme, that is UDP, uridine diphosphate, which is going to act as a carrier of the exos groups. So there are other several human genetic diseases which we can make out because of the deficiency of the enzyme in case of the galactose metabolism, where the most common form of this galactosemia, which we can see in case of galactokinase enzyme, with respect to this enzyme UDP galactose 1 phosphate uridyl transferase enzyme. This enzyme is called as UDP glucose galactose 1 phosphate uridyl transferase enzyme, which is genetically, if this enzyme is genetically defective, it is going to prevent the overall conversion of this galactose into glucose molecule, as such we can see. So because of the defect in the gene responsible for the synthesis of this enzyme mainly, that is UDP glucose galactose 1 phosphate uridyl transferase, which is mainly involved in the conversion of galactose to glucose, as you can see. So but this is going to prevent the conversion of galactose into glucose molecule. So other forms of this galactosemia, which can also result when either galactokinase or UDP glucose 4 epimerase enzyme is defective. That is, these are also genetically defective enzymes. So if galactosemia can also happen if the galactokinase enzyme is deficient, and even UDP glucose 4 epimerase enzyme. So we can make out in this particularly, these are all genetically defective. So that is nothing but the gene which is responsible for the synthesis of this particular enzymes which is deficient. So definitely which is defective, which leads to the further there will be no conversion of galactose to galactose 1 phosphate or into glucose molecule. So coming if there is no conversion of galactose into glucose, you can see the more amount of galactose will be accumulated in our body, and that is in the case of the that is going to be accumulated in the blood, leads to galactosemia, that is referred as galactosemia. Coming for the as such galactose, we can see mannose also. In case of mannose, which arises mainly, these are the exoses which other than glucose it is there in your syllabus. So you can see this mannose also, which is going to arise from the digestion of this various polysaccharides as well as glycoproteins, which are going to be present in the foods, which can be phosphorylated at the 6th carbon atom by the enzyme hexokinase, that is mannose, which is getting converted to mannose 6 phosphate by the enzyme mannose kinase, we can also say here. So this mannose 6 phosphate is further isomerized by the action of the phosphomannose isomerase enzyme in order to yield fructose 6 phosphate, that is also acting as an intermediate of glycolysis. So further it is acted upon by isomerase, this mannose 6 phosphate, then to yield fructose. Just isomer is formed, that is mannose to fructose. This is an isomer. So this fructose 6 phosphate is an intermediate of glycolysis again. So it can have entry into the glycolysis. Understanding. So other dietary disaccharides which can also be seen, we will see in the next class that particular disaccharides, how it can have entry into the glycolysis, that pathway and all I'll show you in the next class. Thank you.